Hey guys, how's it going? Combat Craig here, coming at you live from an underground bunker. Sorry, I'm a little late here. Not organized. Kind of one of the fun things with these live shows. So, you're gonna be talking about VA disability ratings for paralysis of the sciatic nerve, sciatica. I'm aware that I'm in between two playoff football games today. So I'll keep it kind of short. I don't watch football because it doesn't educate me about the VA claims process. I used to be more into it. Don't have time for football. So, uh, if it doesn't have something to do with me shooting better video, becoming a better YouTuber, I'm not interested. So I hope the Angels beat the shit out of the Anaheim Ducks tonight by 5 home runs. That's my prediction. Hopefully, I'm close. So, yes, that was meant to be insulting. So, let's start off with the disclaimers. I'm not an accredited agent. And when I talk about the VA and service connection, there are my opinions and observations. The more I learn, the more I could talk about. Fundamentals never change, but my education level changes. So I am not an accredited agent. Get one of those before you file a claim if you need actual advice. And then I'm not associated with any other companies. I have some ads running on the videos and stuff. Not associated with any of them. I represent myself, and I know what I know. So do your research before you hire anybody to help you out. Um, I have sciatic nerve pain, so I can talk about this. It sucks. This might be something that you're dealing with, and just kind of explaining, what's going on in my world with it. I have a 10 millimeter herniated disc at L5S1. So I never got surgery on it. It's I don't know what it is, a bulging disc or something like that. It's not, I had herniated discs in my neck too. That's a different thing. Not a big fan of surgery. Neck surgery didn't work. Don't really want to do back surgery. But it's a radiculopathy, sciatic nerve stuff is usually a secondary condition. Because you usually don't just have sciatica. I'm sure it happens, but the best that I understand it, something causes sciatica, something caused neuropathy, nerve damage. Some disc is being crushed somewhere and it's smashing nerves and affecting something else. So, um, uh, sciatica, sciatic nerve damage, those types of things can be, they're good secondary service connection claims, and you should look at it. And, if you're thinking about it, kind of my story here, I didn't know what was wrong with my back for a long time. Get an MRI. That's how you find out. X-rays aren't going to show it. You need to get an MRI. So if you don't have any idea what's going on with your back, go through the physical therapy or whatever hoops they make you jump through. But your goal is the MRI. That will tell you what's going on. Then you can be like, oh yeah, okay, I need surgery or whatever you think you need. Then you can make a better decision. But you really don't know what's going on back there until you get an MRI. So I found out I had this herniated disc in my back. It's like, okay, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know what to do about it, but it makes sense. And then when I started getting radiculopathy, and I was like, hey, what's this? And the doctor's like, hey, it's most likely because of the pressure on your L5S1 joint. And I was like, okay, that makes sense because he showed me the MRI, and of course I couldn't read it, but I understand the concept. And then it's like, well, shit, I have it running down my left butt cheek. Then it goes down slowly into my leg. And I mean, slowly, like when it comes on and the radiculopathy shoots down into my calf, it happens like probably over like a week. So it's not like immediate. It's like all of a sudden, I always have lower back pain, but it just like the next day, it's like, wow, it's more in my ass. And then it's like, wow, it's my whole ass. And then it's up in the upper part of my, whatever, the thigh, left leg. And then it gets the whole left leg. And then it hops across my knee and gets down into my calf. And then it really burns like a motherfucker down there. And that's when it's like, all right, I've had enough. And then usually at that stage, it's time, hopefully I can get into an appointment But when it's really gnarly at that stage, the only thing that worked for me, they call it a caudal epidural, like an epidural shot, like women get when they have, give birth. Big ass needle, put your ass up in the air, face down on a table, and they jam a big needle in there. And for me, it pulls all that pain out of my calf and out of my lower back or my leg, and then it just goes back to my back. Doesn't fix the back, but it gets all rid of the radiculopathy. I'm not service connected for my back. This is something different. So just kind of want to explain what that's like and just kind of like my logic and reasoning and my understanding of it. So if you have stuff going on, and then just to give you another example, I did have neck surgery. I have a little slit right here, and I had C3-4, C4-5 fused together. So cervical spine. And I had a hard brace, and I had to lay in a lazy boy. That I'm still in the same amount of pain from that neck thing. So I'm not a big fan of getting cut open again, because that seemed like it was just like a lot of extra pain. But a year after that surgery, my fingers started going numb, and they're calling it a combo of carpal tunnel syndrome and ulnar nerve damage. And they're blaming the ulnar nerve damage, maybe like triggering the carpal tunnel syndrome or however it all works. It's like, yeah, you had neck surgery and something got fucked up in your neck. So that could be happening too. This nerve damage stuff, paralysis of the sciatic nerve, sciatica, neuropathy, these types of things, you need to get a diagnosis for them. They're usually secondary conditions, but same rules apply. You need to go down and get a doctor to look at your MRI, understand your pain or whatever, and get a rating for it. I mean, get a diagnosis for it, symptoms, current symptoms, all that kind of stuff. The nexus needs to be, it still needs to be made. It seems logical, it's like, well, of course it's from my lower back, but like a doctor needs to write that down in a medical record. So don't overlook sciatica. It's a high value claim. I know a lot of guys that have 20% from that one. So it adds up. And it's another way, if you're, stuck at 10 or 20% on your lower back, you start chasing the sciatica and radiculopathy and some of these other things, pain meds that you take, secondary service connections can add up. You just got to know how to add them up. And that starts with a doctor. I get, again, I'm not service connected for my back or my neck. I get shots about once a year. I got 2 last year, 1 the year before, 1 the year. So yeah, it's like once a year. I think I got 2 last year. And that makes the pain in my leg go away, but it doesn't fix my back. So somebody was asking me about something in the last day or two, like, hey, the meds are helping. Is that going to hurt my claim? Yes. And good. I'm glad the meds are helping. VA disability is for people that are disabled. If you found a way to get better, I am stoked for you, because you're no longer in pain and you're no longer dealing with a disability. Now, if that's the case, that's good, and you shouldn't be compensated for that, right? It might affect my 100% PNT or my rating or whatever. I mean, if you're better, you're better, right? I would give my 100% PNT and any back, I would give this shit all back to go have my 22-year-old body back again and redo this, and probably not sign up at all and not do a lot of the things that I did, because I was a dumb shit and I hurt myself a lot. But that's not something we get to go do. We don't get to do a redo. But keep that in mind. If you're doing, if you file a claim for sciatica or radiculopathy, and you're getting caudal epidurals and it makes it all go away, you need to really be careful about what you're saying to the VA. Choose your words wisely. I'm not saying lie. I'm saying it needs to be, sustained improvement over periods of time. If it's like me, it helps. It wipes it all away for a couple months. It starts creeping on. And then every year I need to get a shot. then that's what's going on. That is not problem fixed. That is Band-Aid slapped on with a big ass needle that's probably about that long, and you got to do it every year. But yes, medications do work, and procedures like this do work in some cases. Just choose your words wisely is the point I'm trying to make here. So let's hop over. Let's see how old Clyde's doing back there. He's licking on his foot. What you doing, boy? You're on TV. Let's go to screen share mode. Let me get this out of the way. So let's look at this a little bit. I pretty much explained, and there's a lot of components to this, and I'm going to be jumping around, and I apologize if I'm being confusing. I don't mean to be. It's hard for this lower back pain stuff. There's so much stuff going on. So sciatica is the sciatic nerve. Radiculopathy gets tied into it, and I am not a doctor. I don't understand exactly all the terminology. I just understand that you need to get to a doctor, you need diagnostic codes, and then there's rating for diagnostic codes. So as I will be doing some hopping around, I want to go and just kind of talk through some of these codes. So sciatica is a nerve condition. Pain radiates along the path of the sciatic nerve, right? Traveling from the lower back down through the legs. For me, it's just my left. So it's on the left part. And it's the sciatic nerve is compressed or pinched, usually by a herniated disc. That's exactly what it is for me. Or overgrowth of bone on the vertebrae. I don't have that, but there's, it could be a number of things that cause it. I know mine's a herniated disc. Again, MRI will tell you, or will tell your doctor so he can explain it to you. And then common symptoms of it are tingling, numbness, burning sensation, muscle weakness. For me, I would say burning sensation 100%. Some of these things are like, well, it's a little this, and tinnitus is a little ringing and a little hissing, and like this for me, burning sensation. It doesn't get numb. It doesn't tingle. It just hurts like a motherfucker. Burning sensation. Out of control burning sensation. Almost 500,000 veterans currently receive VA disability compensation for sciatic nerve issues, according to a 2015 report. So that's not the most updated info, but I'm sure it's probably pretty close. Probably 500,000 veterans out of how many? 20. That number's low. I bet that number is probably supposed to be like 2 or 3 million, but we don't know how to talk about this. We don't know, you get resistance in a lot of cases, not all cases, but like one of the moves is, well, we won't give you an MRI. You got to go through physical therapy. Physical therapy sucks when you don't need physical therapy. I could already tell you this is going to be a nightmare for me, but it's like in some cases you might have to do that. So get that MRI. A lot of people are underrated. You may be laying around here with no radiculopathy rating, no sciatica rating, and you're trying to figure out how to make this work. The key is going to be in your lower back. And that's Dr. Combat Craig's best advice. So how does the VA rate sciatica? Nerve issues such as sciatica are rated in 3 different categories based on the degree of severity of symptoms. It's always severity of symptoms. It's always how it affects your work and your social life. So there's paralysis. I can't even say that word. Sorry, I'm not even going to keep trying. It's just not coming out. Neuritis, neuralgia. First one's being the most severe category. So I'm assuming the other ones are, mild, moderate, severe is the way they usually do this stuff. What are you doing, Clyde? Clyde wants his dinner. Sciatica usually refers to neuralgia. Sorry, I don't practice these medical terms. I'll learn them eventually. Sharp pain. Neuralgia is generally the most common category that veterans fall into. I don't have a rating for this, So I don't know which one of these I have because it's not service connected, and it was something that happened after service. So that might happen too. This may be a combo of things or something like that, and it may be called something totally different in the civilian world than the VA world. Be aware of that. Be mindful of that. Remember the weird language, like at least as likely as not. Those words do not work in the civilian world. That's just a special custom VA thing. VA rate sciatica under 38 CFR 4.124A. Schedule of ratings, neurological conditions, and convulsive disorders. So this is where you look up CFR 38 Part 4 and 4.124A and go look it up. And this is CCK's website. They have a lot of good info, and they make it a little easier to read, by putting nice big bold red letters and putting what 80% is, and kind of rating it. So I'm just going to go through and kind of just touch on the sciatic nerve stuff here. So there's paralysis of the sciatic nerve, code 8520, and you can get 80, 60, 40, 20, or 10. Paralysis. That's how you're supposed to pronounce that. What a moron. So if you look through it, 10 is incomplete but mild paralysis. Again, not a lawyer, don't know what incomplete means, but I know what mild means, right? So I'm just for these purposes, 10, mild paralysis, that makes sense. 20%, moderate paralysis, that makes sense. 40%, severe paralysis. I think just kind of getting feedback from you guys and stuff, I think 20% is the most common fair rating that I hear when somebody realizes they have sciatic damage or any of these nerve damage kind of things. Usually it's been affecting you for a while. You didn't know you could file a claim for it. You didn't know what secondaries are. So when you finally land on it, and most of the guys and girls are older, so 20% seems to be more like the norm that I've kind of seen for this kind of stuff. So 40% is severe. 60% is incomplete but severe paralysis marked by muscular atrophy, poor blood circulation, and limited functionality of the affected body part. So that jump from 40 to 6 has more criteria to fall into that category. So you may or may not have that. That's the law. Get into it and take a look. 80% is the highest rating, complete paralysis in which all muscles of the leg below the knee fail to work, causing serious difficulty in bending the knee. And this may happen. This is kind of what happens when the sciatica is all the way down in my calf, like that really burning like a motherfucker sensation. I can't even put a sock on or a shoe. Like I have to wear like flip-flops, which really sucks during the winter. Like I can't even bend down there. Like I don't even have a way to put a sock on. Like I'd have to get like a special sock putter on or thing. Shoes, you know, I can't tie them. I can't get down there. But with the shots, it goes away. But if I was like that all the time, that would be a nightmare. I mean, I guess 80% is what the rating is. Another one is Neuritis. Hope you say that right, of the sciatic nerve. This one's 8620. 10% is mild neuritis, 20% is moderate neuritis, 40% is moderately severe neuritis. So moderately severe is a new one in this rating criteria. They slide that in between moderate, and then severe is 60%. On my, I have something that's moderate severe. I think my plantar fasciitis or my feet fall under the moderate severe category. Another thing to look out for when you're looking at diagnostic codes and rating criteria, typically it follows along this kind of mild, moderate, severe, but moderate severe is slid in on a lot of these. I don't think they do mild, moderate. I don't think that exists, but moderately severe, I've seen that repetitively. And I need to take a quick break real quick, and then we'll get over to the chat. I'm back. Baby bladder. All right, so that was neuritis, I think is how you pronounce it. If you know how to pronounce it, I'm slaughtering it. Again, not a doctor. This last diagnostic code is neuralgia, the sciatic nerve. It's 8720. So we got 8520, 8620, 8720. You got to figure out which one of these things you have and then you'll figure out which lane you can go down. And I'm sure you could have multiple of these things too. Probably have pyramiding. So if you have neuralgia, for instance, and paralysis, you would probably want to steer towards the paralysis because it's probably a higher rating kind of thing. One of those things when you're getting diagnosis and trying to figure out how to put this together. Watch for pyramiding because a lot of these symptoms, and I don't know if this is pyramiding, I'm just assuming it is. You probably can't have ratings for all these. If you do have a rating for two of these things, let me know. So neuralgia, the sciatic nerve, is 10% is mild, causing tingling or mild pain with only minor interference with the limb's functionality. And then 20% is moderate. So there is no severe for this one. It's only mild or moderate, 10 or 20%. There's no disability rating for severe. Okay, there we go. And then CCK, Chisholm, and Kilpatrick is the website they're on. If you need a VA lawyer, I've heard good things about them. I like watching their YouTube channel. They have smart people on there, and I'm sure they do a good job in front of the BVA representing you guys. So let's take a few comments here and see where we're at. 68 people watching, 36 thumbs up. Appreciate those thumbs up. I'm about, if you're new, I'm about 100 people away from 20,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate the subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20,000 by February 1st. So share it with a friend or something. Let's go to some comments now. And we'll just start at the bottom. What's up, Tom? VA likes to underrate sciatic nerve. You have 1 at 10. Should be 40. They forgot to rate the other leg. But at 100% PNT, no need to mess with it. Yep, that sounds right. And, if you have 10%, that's obviously mild in any of those three categories we just went over. Should be 40. Probably. And then forgetting to rate the other leg. Yeah, that happens too. That would be something, if you were still going after it, you'd be obviously probably trying to do a secondary connection would probably make sense. Your left leg sciatica connected to your right leg or your cervix connected back. But just I understand that in a lot of people, it shoots down both legs. And in mine, it's just the left. It's just weird. So kind of trippy. I get it. What's up, Rusty? How's it going? You see some familiar names in the chat, I'm assuming. I do too. What's up, ATX Patriot? Yep, gabapentin's one that I've been on for a long time. Works for some people, doesn't work for others. I've been on it and then taken off of it. And then now I'm back on it again. Get a new doctor. Oh, well, you have nerve damage. So you should be on gabapentin. It's like, all right, I've been on and off of it for 10 years, but you're the doctor. So I guess give me that stuff and we'll see if it works. What's up, Brian? Right and left ankles, right and left knees, right and left hips all have osteoarthritis and VA connected. Recently denied for lumbar. I don't know what those words mean. Good, if that's good. I don't know what you're trying to say there. I don't know what your question is. I don't even know what a lot of that stuff is. Sounds like you got problems in a lot of stuff and you got a denial. Fight, fight, fight is my response. An outside opinion on your continued appeal. Always good to get an outside opinion. Bree, I think you look new. Welcome. And I agree. Ladies rock. Yeah, you're 100% PNT. Nice. Yep. Keep up with those appointments. Keep up with those appointments. Make it happen. Desert Rose, I just shared a video that she made a couple nights ago. Really good video. You want to see what vulnerable is? Go watch that video. I have it in the community tab on the Combat Craig YouTube channel. Pretty gnarly, but good, revealing. Got to be able to open up and talk about this stuff. White Claw attack is on. Yep. And that's another thing. Just kind of, she was talking about a lot of depression stuff and calling the hotline, and that's something that happens too when you have a really jacked up lower back and sciatic nerve damage and stuff. I mean, you can't even put, like, I get to the point where I can't even put socks on or shoes. So that's some depressing shit there. So mental health is another secondary claim that you want to look at, because it's a factor. How much it affects you kind of comes down to the reality of if you're being real about it. But I guarantee you, if you cannot touch your toes and put your socks on, that's frustrating and depressing stuff. These secondary ratings and DAX got you to, I don't know what DAX is, but you got to 100%. Perfect. Yeah, I'm stuck in the big narcotics thing as well. I was able to move around a lot better on the Norcos, and now I'm Norco free, but 40 pounds overweight, and I really can't move around now. So I'm trying to deal with that, and probably White Claw is probably not the best way, but definitely been drinking a little more than I used to. It's not really like a pain thing. It's this whole painkiller thing. I'm in a what is that called? Cognitive behavioral therapy for chronic pain. I'm going through a round 2 of that, and yeah, it's just the kind of stuff they stay in there is it's frustrating. It's like, just give us the painkillers back. We don't care if we're on them till we're dead or what it does to our liver. We would just like to have some kind of normal life. Todd Moss is chucking. Wow. Just got your 100% PNT in part thanks to your videos, especially about getting truthful into the embarrassing stuff. Right on, man. Awesome. Thanks for the super chat too. Wow, that's huge. That is huge. I love hearing new people that got into the Hundo Club, and especially if I helped by watching videos, and that's what it's all about. I go rambling on about stuff, but yeah, getting into that truthful, embarrassing, vulnerable stuff, and I mean the embarrassing part of it, the weird porn stuff, the stuff that you make yourself forget because it's so embarrassing. That's the stuff you need to be talking about, and that's what moves the needle, especially when you're talking about that mental health kind of stuff. SMCL, loss of use for limbs. I'm not familiar with that one. You are welcome. Lower back, L1, you mean L5S1, right? You're on Lyrica and some other meds. I don't think there's a L1. I think it's L5S1. I know it is on me. I don't think L1S1 exists, but it could. Not a doctor. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't say stuff like that. I don't even know how to get that out of here. Yeah, watch what you're saying, dude. Please. We're not slamming companies in here. I got enough problems with companies. Trying to do my thing and move on. Let's see what we got. MRI. I believe the key to be the key in new evidence. Yeah, and I mean, a MRI, I really had no clue. I don't know how long I was walking around with a big herniated disc. If I was to guess, I would think it would probably have been about 5 years before I finally even knew what an MRI was, and that's what you needed. Because it's like, who am I going to complain to? So until it like keeps me from moving at all, yeah, it took a long time for me to get that MRI, but yeah, MRI is what you need. I don't care how you get it, but that's what you need for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of stopping on the booms myself too. Oh yeah, good point. EMG tests, nerve studies. I can't remember what it stands for, but I didn't get one for my back, but I got an EMG test for my hand. So yeah, they hook up little shockers and send shocks through your elbow to find out where in the ulnar nerve the damage is or whatever. That was fun, but whatever. I got all that all charted out in graphs. Yeah, so you've been off of the painkillers for, I think for me it was February. So yeah, like great. Yippee. We saved a couple more veterans. Now what the fuck are we gonna do with all the pain? I guess we're gonna figure out. Let's see what's up. You're welcome. LJ Lenny, 100% PNT, rocking some special monthly compensation. Awesome. You got your lumbar increased to 20 from what, 0 or 10 or something? I'm scrolling up through the comments, so I'm probably not going to be making much sense. I know the next game's coming on, so I'll cut this one off short. And I was joking. I know it's the Bills and the Chiefs, right? Thanks for the first $20 too, Todd. I did see that one fly up on the screen. I'm so happy to hear that you got 100% PNT, man. It's a good feeling. Pinch yourself a few times, and it's gonna be a little weird. I mean, you got it because you've gotten denials, so don't overthink it. Like you won, but the kind of the funny part is you won't realize you won until after like that second month of new pay. It's like, oh, okay, I'm feeling pretty safe. But yeah, you're PNT. I'm not really a big fan of PNT. I mean, I think you should get it. I just don't trust it. So I kind of act like I'm 100%. Um, so I keep, going after it, thinking they're going to come after me. Maybe I'll be less paranoid somewhere down the road. Radiculopathy is DM related. Neuropathy is back neck related. Yeah, it's peripheral neuropathy in my hand and radiculopathy in the back, right? Can't double dip on that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Yep. It's weird on mine. Um, they did the EMG test to find out what's going on in my hand because I just have numbness in these digits, but the radiculopathy, they just looked at my MRI and they're like, we need to give you shots. So I actually didn't have an EMG test, but you might. Whatever it takes for them to figure out, how to fix you and relieve some pain. And I would definitely look into those caudal epidural shots. They are not fun and they hurt, but it removes so much pain out of my leg. Again, it doesn't do anything to my lower back, but once it starts firing down my leg, that is a whole nother world of hell. Coffee bong tugs and Combat Craig. Not a bad afternoon. Perfect. Glad I can be here to help entertain. 0352 Double Dog. What's up? You guys are funny. Trying to aim high. Family are Marines, but you were Air Force. I was Air Force. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, right? We're all just old and broken men and women trying to figure out how to get the compensation that we earned. You earned it, by the way. It's not a handout. It's not charity. It's not welfare. And anybody that says it is, they have no clue what they're talking about. And especially veterans that are still tough guy Marines or whatever, not to pick on any branch, but there's this old school thinking of you shouldn't get a disability rating. You should just suck it up until the day you die. But that's not what it's all about. That's not what it's there. And hopefully those guys figure that out before they do die. But I know there's a lot of guys out there that think disability ratings and compensations for pussies. And, you know, I'm not going to go changing their minds, but maybe I change a heart and mind here and there. That's the goal. All right. So the game is coming on. Nerve conduction study is a great tip. Yep. I don't know how you request that one, but asking for it wouldn't be outside of the spectrum of normalcy. You know, I'm asking for a trip to pain management to get the caudal epidural. So if they would have, if that didn't work or something, I'm sure a nerve conduction study would have been an option. So doesn't ask to hurt about anything. It hurts you when you don't do anything. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. And I'll be posting videos throughout the week, and I'll do another live next Sunday. So you guys have plenty of time to slam another beer and get on to the game. So Combat Craig and Combat Clyde, wherever he is, out.